Welcome to this short video on Kofax RPA. My name is Jesper, and in this video we're going to dive into the Kofax RPA robot queuing mechanism that was introduced in 11.1. So I will expect that everyone has a very decent understanding of Kofax RPA, but as always, if you've got any questions, please feel free to reach out to me or to your local representative. So in this short demo, I've prepared, well, probably the simplest robot humanly possible. So this robot, the test robot, it receives two parameters, first and second, and it then concatenates them together and sends that back as a response. So very straightforward. And if you then have that robot and you would test that in the existing API, so if you want to do that in a synchronous way, you just say, okay, I've got my first parameter and my second parameter, and if you test that, you get 1, 2, or 12 back as expected in a synchronous way. But what we wanted is we wanted to have the possibility for people to, submit an unlimited amount of requests to Kofax RPA, and then have Kofax RPA take care of the actual queuing, but also with prioritization in mind. So we created a new API that can be analyzed by using the Swagger page that's included with 11.1. And as you can then see, is we have the tasks available there. So those are those queued tasks that we were talking about. So before we do anything, you will need to authorize yourself. So in my case, I'm just using admin. That's it. And you can go to your tasks. Then you have three capabilities that you can use. So you can queue your robots, you can query the actual input that a robot needs, and you can get the actual output from a robot. So let's dive right in, shall we? So we go to robots input example. We're going to try it out, and we're going to say, okay, well, give me the input example for robot test and call that test. Here we go. Perfect. And then once we've done that, you can execute it and you get this back as an example. So we can just grab the attributes, copy that, and collapse the robot example. If we then want to queue a robot, it's almost exactly the same. So your first thing you need to decide is what is your priority, and then of course which robot do you want to run. So I'm going to run the test robot. I need to click try it out, of course. Test. And then of course you have your attributes that you can just simply paste in. So we're going to do hello space, and second input is going to be worlds, and we need to tell of course that this variable is of the test type. So that's the variable name, sorry, it's not the type. So we have that, and we can now execute that, and we get a ticket number back. So the actual queuing has now happened, but because this is an asynchronous approach, you can then do a second call after a while or whenever you want to get the actual output from the robot. So it does give you a lot of information back there, of course. So in this case, you just submit your ticket number, and you're going to execute that. And here you go. So this is the full output, hello world. Pretty straightforward. So how do you then do this from an API perspective? Well, it does give you some examples in how you can curl these calls, and also what the actual request URLs would be. So in this case, it's very straightforward because it's just the URL that you're going to use. But of course, in the post examples, you're going to see exactly how you should do that. So you've got the example in curl, you've got your request URL, you have your actual body that you have here, of course, that you want to submit. So you can then incorporate this into any application capable of doing REST calls. It's very straightforward, but it will need to be implemented in the applications that you want to have Kofax RPA used with. So Hope you enjoyed this video. As always, if you've got any questions, please feel free to reach out to Kofax. For now, I would say stay safe, stay healthy, and talk to you soon. Cheers.